I love incorporating reading into my classes, but students don't always see a book and just cheer for joy. So one of my favorite things to do is kind of sneak reading in here and there. There's lots and lots of ways we can get students reading that isn't just sitting in their desk doing the thing the whole class period. So today I wanted to share with you 5 ways you can incorporate reading throughout Hispanic Heritage Month with your Spanish classes. Plus, I have an easy post and go bell ringer or warm up you can use for your classes throughout the entire month. Let's get right into it. Hi, my name is Ashley, aka Scenario Spanish, where I provide easy-to-use resources to save you time and energy while you're lesson planning. If you're new here, I just want to make sure that you know that links to everything that I mentioned are going to be down in the description box below this video. So let's talk about 5 ways you can incorporate reading into your classes to celebrate Hispanic Heritage Month. So the first idea I have to share with you are stations, and you've already heard me talk about stations. You know I love stations, but stations are a great way to kind of sneak in reading because there's such a short time frame before they move on to the next station. Put a few readings as a station activity. You can even use the questions that I'm going to share with you in just a minute for the bell ringers as the comprehension activities that go with the readings at the station. Boom, done. Next option is FVR. You've heard me talk about FVR or free voluntary reading before, but what you can do is just print off these short readings, staple them together, and they turn into like a little book for your students. And the nice thing about it is that since the language is so repetitive, it's so comprehensible, but the information changes from person to person. So they're going to be able to handle the language and learn about the people who are included in this mini book. Third is translation, and translation doesn't always have to mean from the target language to the shared language of the classroom. There's also an activity called horizontal translation, and this is about shifting perspectives, right? So if the reading is in the first person, maybe you're going to shift it to third person, or if it's in third person, maybe you're going to shift it to first person. It's just about playing with the language. Horizontal translation is a great option for like your Spanish 2s, 3s, or 4s. Spanish 1s probably won't be able to handle it at this point in the year just yet, unless you've had them in class for a while. But usually Hispanic Heritage Month, at least around here, falls around the beginning of the school calendar, so I know my Spanish 1s wouldn't have been able to do this at this point of the year. Other than horizontal translation, you can of course do like traditional translation. Look at the target language and have them write what they understand in the shared language of the classroom. Okay, next option I have for you are warm-ups or bell ringers or whatever you want to call them. They are a great way to kind of sneak in reading with your classes throughout an extended period of time because they're just going to do it as a little start of class activity or start of class routine. All you're going to do is you're going to pull out one of the readings and either pass it out to students or pop it up on the screen for them and then give them the questions that I'm about to give to you. So I'll put those images for you here on the screen, but I also made a PDF version for you in English and Spanish, and I'll make sure to add that to the free resource library on my blog. So if you haven't been there, I'll make sure to link that for you down in the description box below so you can download this and just use it as a warm-up with your students all month long. Last option for these readings is to use them as a mentor text. Especially if you've done them as bell ringers all month long, students have had a lot of chance to see kind of how this text is structured, how they can set it up, and then use it as an example to write their own version. Their own version could be about themselves and their lives, or they could pick a different person to research and then kind of follow that same short structure to create their own short paragraphs. The PDF in the library will have instructions for that as well, just because sometimes the way that the calendar falls, you might get through all of the readings as warm-ups. This would be the next level I would do then, is to project a reading and give them these questions to kind of make their own version. So that was 5 ways you can use readings with your students to celebrate Hispanic Heritage Month, and you might be going, Ashley, what readings? Where can I get these readings? What's happening? These readings are pulled straight from my gallery walk resource. I love gallery walks, and that's actually another way that I use these. So I guess there's 6 activities you can do with reading. But basically what you can do is you just print them off, you cut them apart, and I like to laminate them because I use them over and over and over and over again, like I mentioned in this video. So I'll make sure to put the link to where you can download those readings to use with your students all month long in the description box down below. So that was 6 ways you could use these readings, but I didn't even mention that they also come with Google Slides and Boom Cards versions in case you are one-to-one or you want to incorporate some technology with your classes. I love both Google Slides and Boom Cards, so I made sure to include those options with these cards in case you want to use the digital version instead. If you'd like to see even more ideas for activities, lesson plans, and tips, different ways you can celebrate Hispanic Heritage Month, make sure you check out my video right here for you. I'll leave it right here on the screen, and that way you can go see even more ways you can celebrate Hispanic Heritage Month with your classes. Alright, I'll see you in the next one.